stock market has long represented more than just a venue for buying and selling shares. It stands as a dynamic engine for the growth of ideas, technologies, and economic transformation. Through decades of cycles, booms, crashes, recoveries, markets have demonstrated their unique ability to create opportunity for patient and disciplined participants, shaping futures for families and institutions alike. Markets reward those who understand the delicate balance between risk and reward, patience and strategy. A long-term horizon and thoughtful study can separate speculation from genuine potential. While stories of overnight riches can capture headlines, most enduring wealth on Wall Street has been built through a deep understanding of innovation, fundamentals, and time horizon. Investors from all walks of life have found that when they align themselves with transformative technologies, not by chasing hype, but by studying trends and companies, the market can be a powerful partner. From early adopters of the internet in the 1990s to those who embraced mobile computing in the 2000s, the narrative is familiar. Those who see beyond the immediate price charts and understand the structural change have historically been rewarded. This documentary focuses on a specific wave of innovation, a technological frontier that stands to reshape computing, data processing, and problem solving in ways previously thought to be decades away. As we unfold this story, we'll explore how companies in this space generate revenue, how markets have reacted to their progress, and what makes them relevant today. But first, we step back to look at the industry as a whole, because understanding the broader context makes it possible to appreciate not just the technology, but the economic narrative influencing investors around the world. In the 21st century, computing has evolved beyond classical architectures. As data volumes expand and problems grow in complexity, traditional systems face limits in speed and scalability. This environment has given rise to quantum computing, a new paradigm rooted in the principles of quantum mechanics. Quantum computers are not merely faster versions of classical machines. Instead, they leverage quantum phenomena such as superposition and entanglement to tackle problems that would otherwise take classical computers centuries to solve. In theory and increasingly in practice, this enables optimization issues, cryptographic challenges, molecular simulations, and complex modeling to be approached with unprecedented efficiency. Today, companies building quantum systems, software, and platforms are headquartered across major innovation hubs, from Silicon Valley to Maryland, from Canada's tech clusters to research centers aligned with global cloud infrastructure leaders. Their reach is extensive. Partnerships with cloud platforms, collaborations with government research initiatives, and pilot programs with advanced industrial users are becoming more common. These organizations operate in highly specialized sectors of the market. Some focus on building physical quantum processors, others on software layers that interpret quantum outputs, and a few take hybrid approaches that combine classical and quantum resources. Collectively, they form an ecosystem where hardware, software, cloud access, and specialized services intertwine. The industry matters globally because it represents the next leap in computational capability. Just as semiconductor advances fueled the digital age, quantum systems may underpin future advancements in artificial intelligence, material science, pharmaceutical discovery, energy optimization, and financial modeling. As commercial interest grows, these companies draw attention not just from technologists, but from institutional and retail investors seeking exposure to long-term innovation. Yet the path to commercialization remains complex, capital-intensive, and speculative, a combination that makes the narrative compelling but cautious. Within the quantum computing sector, several companies are publicly traded, attracting investor attention with their ambitious goals and technological progress. Though the industry is still nascent, these businesses share common foundational elements. One group focuses on developing core quantum processors, the hardware that lies at the heart of quantum computation. These platforms often rely on superconducting circuits or trapping ions at near absolute zero temperatures to maintain quantum states. Revenue for such firms is typically generated through enterprise contracts, cloud partnerships, and specialized R&D services as they deliver access to quantum systems for external users. Some report doubling or tripling annual revenue as they expand cloud offerings and enterprise engagements. TipRanks, another company, uses annealing technology, a different quantum approach optimized for solving specific optimization problems. Its computing models are already available commercially via cloud interfaces, and its clients include research institutions and enterprises exploring early quantum applications. The Motley Fool, a third entity in this landscape, operates at the intersection of quantum-inspired software and services, producing tools that apply principles of quantum logic without relying on full quantum hardware. These offerings target industries requiring high-performance optimization and specialized algorithm execution. At the broadest level, these businesses are funded by a blend of equity raises, strategic partnerships, and capital inflows from investors, betting on the long trajectory of quantum computing. Their financial strength is measured not just by current revenue, which remains modest for most, but by their cash reserves, R&D pipelines, and technological differentiation in an emerging market category. The Quantum Insider market confidence fluctuates as news cycles amplify breakthroughs and setbacks. Analysts and institutional participants weigh the potential commercial ramp-up against the pace of technological maturity. Revenue growth may be compelling, but fundamentals such as profitability and consistent client deployment are still developing. Recent performance trends highlight both rapid stock appreciation and heightened volatility, a reflection of enthusiasm tempered by the technical challenges that remain. With this backdrop, we now transition to reveal the companies at the heart of this story. The companies we've been referencing are IonQ Inc., NYSE IonQ, Rigetti Computing Inc., NASDAQ RGTI, D-Wave Quantum Inc., NYSE, QBTS, Quantum Computing Inc., NASDAQ, QUBT, the Quantum Insider. These publicly traded names represent some of the most visible entrants in the quantum computing sector in 2026. Each approaches the promise of quantum technology through a distinct technological and business strategy. Their stock prices reflect both optimism and skepticism, hallmarks of an emerging category where innovation and uncertainty coexist. Investors closely watch these companies because they serve as proxies for quantum's real-world evolution. They are not household names like large cloud or tech giants, but within the investor community, they are regarded as frontier plays, potential early beneficiaries if quantum computing achieves broader commercial application. Understanding why these names stand out requires looking beyond stock tickers to the underlying technology, partnerships, and execution capabilities that differentiate them. It also requires an appreciation of the market forces and adoption timelines that shape investor expectations in cutting-edge sectors. IonQ Inc., IonQ is recognized for its trapped ion quantum computing systems, a technology that stabilizes qubits using electromagnetic traps and laser interactions. This approach is considered one of the leading pathways towards scalable quantum systems. IonQ's platforms are accessible through major cloud services, including AWS Bracket and Azure Quantum, enabling businesses and researchers to run experiments without owning physical hardware. Tip ranks. Revenue growth at IonQ has shown acceleration, with annual figures more than doubling from one year to the next. Analysts note that strategic acquisitions and partnerships have expanded its footprint beyond core computing into sensing and networking capabilities. Its stock, trading around 48.81 per share, reflects market interest in both technological progress and future revenue potential. Challenges include the significant capital intensity of developing scalable systems and the uncertainty of broad commercial adoption. While trapped ion technology offers performance advantages, widespread enterprise use remains years away. Investors should note that significant revenue from real-world commercial jobs is still in early stages. Rigetti Computing Inc., on RGTI, Rigetti focuses on superconducting qubits and hybrid quantum classical solutions, enabling developers to build and test algorithms via cloud platforms. Its vertically integrated stack and modular architecture aim to scale qubit counts, an essential step toward practical quantum advantage. Rigetti's shares trade near $24.81 per share, reflecting both enthusiasm for future growth and caution about current revenue levels. One reported strength is the company's progress toward larger qubit systems, coupled with partnerships for deployment of quantum computing systems with enterprise and government clients. Yet like peers, Rigetti's near-term profitability hinges on continued investment in R&D and scaling infrastructure. D-Wave Quantum Inc., QBTs. D-Wave's approach centers on quantum annealing, optimized for complex optimization problems, rather than general-purpose quantum computation. Its systems are available commercially, and the company has secured contracts and revenue streams through cloud access and enterprise collaborations. The stock currently trades around $30.35 per share. D-Wave 8S relative advantage lies in having a marketable product that has been deployed outside of research labs. But broader adoption and performance beyond niche optimization applications remain competitive challenges. Quantum Computing Inc. Casinos QUBT. Unlike pure hardware developers, QUBT focuses on quantum-inspired solutions and photonic-based approaches that aim to deliver optimization and AI workloads without requiring full traditional quantum hardware. Its revenue and use cases are more speculative and at an earlier stage. Across all four, market valuations are driven as much by future expectations as by current financial performance, which contributes to volatility and divergence in analyst projections. Looking forward, quantum computing stocks occupy an inflection point in technological evolution. Industry trends suggest that as quantum systems mature and hybrid solutions proliferate, enterprise demand may grow for specific applications, from financial modeling and cybersecurity to logistics optimization and advanced simulation. Expansion plans for these companies include scaling qubit counts, deepening cloud partnerships, advancing hybrid architectures, and commercializing niche solutions. Government programs in the US and allied countries have also increased funding for quantum research, signaling a commitment to long-term development of the sector. Investors' market expectations are mixed. Some analysts forecast continued growth based on technological differentiation and expanding use cases, while others emphasize the risks of high valuation multiples and long commercialization timelines. The future potential of quantum computing remains large in theory, but the pace at which it becomes commercially impactful and how the market rewards that progress is uncertain. Balanced optimism recognizes that quantum computing may redefine computational boundaries, but also acknowledges that current technologies face hurdles before delivering broad enterprise revenue at scale. In this landscape, investors and observers should remain grounded in fundamentals, measuring progress against real-world adoption and use case development rather than speculative narratives alone. The story of quantum computing stocks in 2026 is not simply a tale of rising tickers or explosive returns. It is a narrative about an emerging technological frontier, one where innovation, capital investment, and long-term vision intersect. Companies like IonQ, Rigetti, D-Wave, and Quantum Computing Inc. each represent different approaches to quantum technology with distinct pathways to commercialization and market relevance. What unites them is the potential to solve problems beyond the reach of classical computing, and the reality that achieving that potential will take time, resources, and iterative progress. For investors and students of markets alike, the key takeaway is this: knowledge and context matter more than short-term price movement. Understanding the underlying technology, the challenges of scaling quantum systems, and the commercial readiness of products provides a clearer lens through which to view the narrative. Markets involve risk, especially in sectors where revenue remains early and valuations reflect future expectations. The quantum computing story is compelling because it stands at the intersection of scientific ambition and economic potential. But real-world application must precede widespread adoption. As you reflect on these companies and the broader technology landscape, remember that informed thinking, patience, and research are the strongest tools an investor or learner can have. The stock market rewards those who study, understand, and participate with discipline, and in emerging fields like quantum computing, that discipline is more important than ever.